another round of rain. We were knocked out for a little bit since I worked ground in the last video. And the sun's been out all day yesterday and all morning today, and it's been real warm. So this ain't quite the driest, but it's right in that perfect kind of moisture to where I can run very shallow with this, kind of just break the crust up. We'll let it dry out the rest of the day. It's supposed to be real hot tomorrow, so that'll help. And plan on coming in Sunday and planting corn. This will be Pioneer here, so just kind of doing what we can while we can. At this point, it's go time. Time to get it in. Working real nice, not too wet. It's kind of evening things out pretty good. The hair on this is doing better than we kind of expected, but I guess the moisture's just right and the conditions are just right that it's evening it out pretty good, leveling it up. If there's any chunks or anything, the planter can clear those out of the way because it's got row cleaners on it, so those definitely help a lot. We noticed last year. Well, I've been working a lot of ground. Got everything from where the top of the waterway out down on that end on the flat. All of that worked over to here. I got my end passes done on that end to a certain point. And I got everything from the beginning of the waterway to the highway up there to do. But I was kind of waiting to do it till last. I'm doing this back patch here, getting it worked. But I've got over a lot of ground this afternoon so far. 30 feet, get quite a bit done. And they say DMI implements pull hard. Well, the Magnum's playing with it, so I guess we've just proven you gotta have a Magnum to pull DMI. Well, ran into a minor issue. These weeds right here, when you're running a field cultivator, if it's got heavy foliage on top of the ground, will not go through a field cultivator. Do not care what brand field cultivator it is, because I've seen it happen on Kraus, I've seen it happen on John Deere, International DMI. It's just the way cultivators are. They're just not meant to go through weeds. So had to get the 240 out and bring the disc over to chop this stuff up. I can run the hair over it. Be good to go. I did run some of the weeds through the field cultivator and kind of put them into balls of weeds, so when I bring the hair over, I'll just hair the whole field. That's just the thing to do because it's patchy, the weeds are throughout the field, so it's kind of everywhere. So anyway, Don't bother me none. Hair will fix it. I've done it before. But worked this patch here and that up there on that flat with the disc, and this is the last patch here, so leave it set tomorrow, and Sunday is when we plan on planting it, so I'll probably just hair it right in front of the planter because I can get quite a bit done in front of the planter with the hair. I don't know if I'll run it on this tractor or the Magnum. I'll probably end up putting the Magnum on the bean planter. That way it'll be ready to roll when we decide to start planting beans, which will probably be next week if the weather holds out. Start getting beans in the ground, get all mine there at home done. Do these beans across the lane here, then move on up to the 80, finish my beans up, then move on up north and hammer down. But we got to finish getting corn in before we get too hard in the beans. We got a disc all over our anhydrous ground, but that's no big deal. We got this new disc that I'm pulling now, and we got the other disc up there, the 30 foot. Get two people running up there, we can get it all disced in a couple days. So me and Chuck may go up there and get all that worked if he's gonna help, but if not, me and Grandpa can get it. So just have to see. Well, we're trying to get things planted. So far, so good. Grandpa's in the 4640 and the white planter behind it. He started planting corn here. I've been hairing for the past hour or so. Everything's working down real good. But we're just getting things started tonight. He's emptying the seed out of the planter, what he's got in there from when we planted at home. That's Ag Venture seed. The rest of this will be Pioneer. I don't know exactly which number we're going to use, but hopefully it ain't one of them racehorse hybrids they call them. But as long as the weather holds out tomorrow, we'll get it planted, no problem. Of course, cross our fingers we have no major breakdowns. We always hope we don't have any, but they seem to just happen. But it's part of it. But as long as the weather holds out, we'll be fine. I was here this morning. There's a couple ditches I had to, after we got all those big rains and things like that, had a few ditches come about, so I took the field cultivator and got them worked in, so they're good to go now. But yeah, I got from here and on over there, that's all haired, and two patches up by the barn, they're haired, because when I brought the hair over this morning or early this afternoon, I went ahead and ran it just to kind of see what it was going to turn out like, and smoothed it right out. Even as wore out as this hair is starting to get, still does a good job. So I don't know how many years we'll end up getting out of it before we have to either trade it off for a different one or just switch all the teeth around. Because you switch the teeth around, it'll be like new again because they're double-sided. But whether it's really worth all the trouble to do that, I guess it just depends on the financial situation at the time. But anyway, hopefully I have this farm done by tomorrow. But once he gets done planting out what he's got in that planter, we're going to head in, call her a day, then we'll come back tomorrow and finish her up. Well, we're back this morning. I'm finishing up hairing here. Got this part right here and that part on the other side of that waterway. We decided this year we're going to do these north and south. That way we don't have to worry about crossing that ditch right there. Just kind of speed things up and give us longer rows anyway. So changing it up just kind of make things a little easier. Plus the way this hill runs, water will run down this hill. It has many times before, so this will break the track for the water to go down through, so that'll keep things from washing. So that's kind of our plan here. We filled the planter up. We're planting Pioneer now. It is Pioneer 1164. I don't think we've done that one before, if I can remember. We may have. I can't quite remember. Pioneer numbers I never do remember. But just something to try. So We also got this new thing called Grow Packer. It may not be exactly the newest thing, but we just now heard of it because of our Bex dealer. It was something that he was looking into, and it's PFR proven through Bex. So they say it'll improve yields a little bit, so might as well just try it. Something to try just to see if it does improve things. According to the research done by Bex, it does, so we'll give it a try. So get some corn planted. After I get done here, I'm going to go home and I'm going to plant beans, and you'll see that in the next video. I got to plant all my beans at home. We went this morning to our Bex dealer, Michael, and that new tender we got, or new to us tender I should say, took it up there and he just loaded the beans right in the conveyor and conveyed them right into the tender. So that makes things easier for us. We ain't got to worry about loading them ourselves. Since my conveyor that I got, we haven't had time to get it pulled up and look it over. So that may be something that we have to worry about later on down the road. So getting something done today, we hope. We looked at the forecast and it looks pretty clear all week, so maybe we'll get lucky and get something done. If not, at least we tried.